Hello and welcome to another session of Karen's Colours. I'm Dr. Karen and these are my colour conversations. It's that time again where we need to look at another colour reading for prediction purposes. Again, we're looking at birthdays, and if you're new here, then hopefully you'll come across something that you haven't seen before. Predictions using colour are quite different to those using tarot cards or the I Ching, for example. If you're a regular viewer, of course, then you know exactly what to expect. And I hope that this month, this upcoming month of July, will be a lot better for you than June was. Certainly, I hope it will be for me, because I do the things that I ask of you. I choose my colours and I incorporate them into my life as much as I possibly can. This month, I've chosen another Oracle card set. This one is called the Telepathy Oracle cards. Now, there's no information on them whatsoever as to where they came from, but I rather like them because of the messages that they give us. As usual, I've pre-shuffled the colour cards. Well, you could actually say I've pre-randomized them because I'm not much of a shuffler. And if you want to see that randomization process, there is a video called Shuffling for the Non-Shuffler that's in the playlist that you'll find this particular video under as well. This is the reading for people born in the month of August for July 2025. Let's begin with an oracle card, shall we? They're very slippery. And we'll just pop it under there. And hopefully it will give us some insight into the reading for this month. And now the colour cards that will describe the journey for people born in August for July 2025. Very well. The energy you bring with you into the month is black on black. The energy throughout the major part of the month is orange on green. And the energy with which you leave the month is white on brown. And the underlying energy is yellow on black. Now, the first thing we note is that there is a repeated colour. Black occurs in the incoming energy as both the action and the motivation, and it also acts as the motivator in the underlying energy for the entire month. Black is an important colour. It is one of the very first basic colours that we as human beings create within our lives. The other one, of course, is white. When we have the same colour top and bottom, there is always a warning that there is an inability to behave in a different way to the way in which your motivation is pushing you. And so here we have this feeling of overwhelming darkness, but also of complete solitude, of being able to get away from everything and anything by withdrawing inside oneself. And by doing so, to connect with that psychic energy within ourselves that enables us to see things from a different perspective. As part of the underlying energy here, it is a driver, a motivator. You've been wanting to get away from things that have perturbed you throughout the month of June. And because of this, you've actually felt as though there is nothing you can do but simply withdraw from all activity and also from all relationships in order to connect with whatever it is inside yourself that has been troubling you. And in the real world, the motivation here has created a feeling of learning something new, a desire to put on a happy face if necessary to mask the internal struggles that have been happening. Yellow and black together are nature's warning sign that there is a sting in the tail here. When we use black as the motivator, we are in fact moving away from other people. We are isolating ourselves. When we use yellow as an action, then we're doing things through very careful consideration of the things that we want to do. But as the underlying energy for what has caused the start of the month to be so very dark, it means that what you have been learning, or what you are learning, is such that it's not giving you much hope for the future. If anything, you're finding yourself becoming stressed and behaving in a rather stressed manner. How does this impinge upon the major part of the month? Here we have orange on green. Now, black, when it impinges on the motivation for green, means that here we have the black energy wanting you to get away from things. The green energy also is an energy of wanting to get away from things. But whereas the black energy causes you to want to withdraw inside yourself, the green energy is urging you to get away from the things that are troubling you. And what would those have been? Well, probably the activities and the experiences that you've had back here with the black on black. The green as the motivator then leads us to orange as the activity. Orange is about survival. It's about being able to handle crises, to meet them head on and to overcome. The overcoming of those crises, however, comes from an energy internally, which is asking you to change your directions, to head off somewhere where you haven't been before, to try out new pastures, to change your values and your belief systems, to change your heart. And when you have that change of heart, when suddenly you decide that something that was okay for you in the past no longer is, in the real world you are often met with the sorts of calamities as we experiment our way through finding a new pathway. And that's what this is about. Orange and green is surviving new pathways. But it's being impinged upon by this underlying energy here. There is sting here. There is a need to get away, to withdraw within yourself. Here, you're wanting to get away from it in order to make something new happen. The orange and yellow, however, are more as a problem associated with monetary things. It's associated with resources. Do you have enough? This tends to suggest probably not. But this tends to suggest that there is the ability to create more resources. And when orange and yellow are mixed together, we have sort of a goldy colour. And goldy colour has to do with either a poverty consciousness or a sudden influx of resources that you will find a little bit overwhelming to deal with. Are you hiding from the fact that those resources are missing, or that the resources have suddenly arrived as a result of this green opportunity that has come your way? And if so, what are you going to do about it? Well, towards the end of the month, we now have white on brown. When brown appears as the motivator, it's always about wanting to assert yourself in a way that enables you to live your own life your way and not have to take anybody else's ideas or beliefs or demands into consideration. In the real world, you've got white. So you're taking every opportunity. There are unbounded energies that are available to you. You want to be able to be your own person, but there is no distinct area that you can head to. So you're heading in all sorts of different directions. There are opportunities for you to become the sort of person that you want to be, but in the real world, you haven't quite determined exactly what that's going to be. Now, when we put brown and black together, we have a drive towards creating something stable in your life. You are wanting to create the sort of stability that is long-lasting, that enables you to not only satisfy your inner self, your inner drives, but also in the real world here, the brown enables you to to create some sort of longevity in the way in which you're going to manage yourself. So you've had a change here that has happened as a result of having to survive this sudden new horizon that has been the urge for you, and now you've found it. You're now heading into a new pathway, a new lifestyle, and that is the one that you are needing to do in a way that enables you to put new things into your life, but at the same time also putting in the yellow aspects. You're feeling happy, you're feeling joyful by the end of the month, but at the same time, you're also needing to learn how to cope with the fact that now you have not only the resources either missing or gained from the middle of the month, but at the same time allowing yourself to become this new person from a new perspective that has been gained from this underlying energy of the black back here. So let's have a look at what is missing. Black is the primary colour that you have here, but you've also got white. There is no red. There is yellow. You have green. There is no blue. You do have brown. You have orange. There is no grey, although grey can appear as a result of the mixture of black and white, but as itself, it does not exist. There is no purple. There is no pink, and there is no cyan. The colours that we have here are the ones that envisage the various different skills and attributes. The colours that we have here are the ones that envisage the sort of skills and attributes that you are using and carrying on with throughout the month. These ones here, the red, blue, grey, purple, pink, and cyan, represent the skills that you're not currently using and probably don't feel the need to use at this stage. So what is it you are missing? Red is the ability to be your own boss. Blue is the ability to create the sort of organisation and basic duty that enables you to carry on doing the things that you need to do in order to create a stable life. Grey is uncertainty and confusion, but it's also the opportunity to see things from a different perspective. Purple is all about sudden and catastrophic change, but it's also about healing, making things better. Pink has to do with vulnerability and love. Are you able to simply allow things to happen regardless of whether or not you like them? And in doing so, allow yourself to experience something from the sort of perspective that a child has, that a baby has. In other words, you're learning to deal with the world. And finally, cyan is all about the ability to create the sort of peace and bliss and harmony that comes from simply allowing everything in its place, in its own time, without you necessarily doing anything about it. As usual, we choose the one colour that is most appealing and then the one colour that is least appealing out of these and add them into your life in some way. And when you do that, you'll find that your journey throughout the month will be different to the sort of expectations that you normally would have as a result of these colours being active within your life. So let's now have a look at what the Oracle has to say to us. It says, here we are, union. The union of divine soul counterparts is a miraculous event that begins when you least expect it. Interesting. This is things happening when you least expect them. The union of divine soul counterparts. Wow, I have no idea what that might bring to you, but it sounds pretty exciting. So, lots to think about this month, don't you agree? I hope that the colours that you choose will be of benefit to you. And hopefully the colours that have been chosen for you will help to clarify some of the experiences that you will be undergoing in the month of July. Until we meet for the next colour reading, may the colours that you choose guide you and help you along the way. Until next time, bye.